nonsense. Yeah, man. All right. So with that being said, guys, I got to try to make sure that the live stream is sending out notifications, which I do that by using my other devices. Y'all know how it is. Use my other devices. So let's see here, because they're not giving me a head start now. By letting y'all know that in about 5 minutes we're about to go live. Now y'all got to find out when I go live. Bunch of bull crap, man. You know how it is, though. Look at me, y'all. I'm drinking fancy water now. It got bubbles and stuff in it. Yeah, some lady gave it to me today on the job when we were working hard for our money, and she gave me the fancy bottle, and I was like, "Well, what's this? What's this?" And then I took a swig, and I was like, "Hey, those are bubbles." Thought somebody might have farted in it. You know what I'm saying? To create the bubbles and all, like when using the tub, but apparently they put that in there on purpose. So it wasn't no fart. Okay, I wasn't drinking fart water. Okay. But it's good though. I found out it's good, man. I'm like, now I kind of feel like I'm drinking ginger ale without the sugar. All right, so now I'm still waiting to see if the notification pops up on my end. Okay, I see one. Here we go. All right. Now, last night, y'all, YouTube demonetized my live stream because apparently that Christmas music was copyrighted, and of course, they so if you gave money in the super chat last night, you might not get it back. I think they might have stole your money. I'm not sure, but the best way to do it, honestly, if you want to just make sure it goes straight to me, is just through my Cash App or my PayPal. If you guys want to participate in the super chat, you can, but the way you guarantee is just a straight go right through my Cash App or my PayPal, because I don't like when YouTube play games. Okay, so look, it popped up. All right, so yeah, I guess I am going live. Look at this. That's me. That's me. So that allows me to kind of see what you guys are seeing. So I can go ahead and get busy. And I'm assuming you guys can hear me because y'all are booing YouTube, which is good. Good. Yes, yes. We all need to focus our negative energy towards YouTube until they get right. Till they start doing me right. I gotta hit him with the color purple. Everything you did to me is gonna come back on you until you do right by me. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get busy. What that way? I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. I was jamming a little too soon. There it is. Yeah. Like real gorilla, real gorilla, real gorilla. With some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. And don't forget, there's a Kevin's Corner store in here too. So feel free to check that out whenever you get a chance. Also, you can also text MAGA to 330-974-4607. Look at that. Memorize it, y'all. So you can stay connected with me just in case the man get on my back and unexist me here on the internet. And like I said before, if you want to support the channel, check out my Kevin's Corner store, or you can just support me through my Cash App or my PayPal link. And you can support by sharing my videos, subscribing if you haven't. Make sure your notification button is turned on, going through all the preliminaries to try to make the channel continue to grow, because I guess YouTube has felt that Kev is not worthy of growth anymore. So we'll see. We just got to keep hammering away at them until they break. So we'll see. Now, if you can see this screen, you'll see that one side of it looks like Creepy Sleepy, and the other side looks like the champ, because the champ is here. So now, as Donald Trump has assumed, technically, the presidency of the United States a little early, Joe Biden is going out like a sucker, like we always knew he would. I mean, he started like a sucker, and he's going out like a sucker. He's just a sucker all around, okay? Yeah. So this guy right here decided to go ahead and start pardoning some people. pardoning some people. And I'm not talking about the ones that we already assume that he might pardon to keep them out of trouble because of their lawfare and their shenanigans. I'm talking about just folks that you go, why are you pardoning that person? I don't want to hear anything about the J6ers being pardoned after you hear some of the folks that Creepy Sleepy is pardoning on his way out. So he's going out all the way bad. And this is going to show the difference between red states and blue states. The crime and all of that stuff. We want to do a compare and contrast of how they operate. Starting off with this bum pardoning all of these people. Would y'all take a look at this mess?
It's time to build back better.
Sorry behind.
There's also breaking news that President Biden has commuted the death sentences of nearly all inmates on federal death row. Our senior...
All inmates on federal death row? All of them? I mean, do you think Joe Biden read any of those cases? You think that man went down there like, all right, okay, this guy right here looked like he was railroaded, so therefore we're going to let him go. Some liberal person who believes that nobody should be put to death probably said, hey, you know what would be a good idea? I got a call from the evil emperor, George of the Jungle, and he said, yes, I want to continue ruining your society and not punishing crime. So why don't you go ahead and pardon almost all the people on death row? Now, my question is, what do you have to do to get on that naughty list of death row under the Democrats? I'm curious. I mean, it's kind of like all of the illegal immigrants. What do they have to do to get deported? I mean, is there anything you can do to get the chair? So apparently Joe decided to go ahead and pardon everybody almost on death row. But a couple particular ones stood out to me.
White House correspondent Selena Wang has the latest. Good morning, Selena.
Good morning, Rebecca. Just moments ago, President Biden announced he's commuting the sentences of nearly every prisoner on federal death row. President Biden's actions today will prevent the incoming Trump administration from carrying out execution sentences for those 37 individuals.
Now, see, that's what it comes down to. It's whatever Trump is supporting, we're going to do the opposite. Anything Trump says is good, we'll say it's bad. If he says it's bad, we'll say it's good. Anything that is a part of his agenda, we're going to go ahead and do whatever we can to stick it to him. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care about the families that are sitting here probably waiting for about 12 years for somebody to finally reap some punishment, because you know it takes forever. I mean, in this country, you get to go ahead and ride it out until you ready to die. You're like, man, I've been on death row for 22 years. I'm 81. I've been asking for them to hurry up and get me out of here. Jeez, oh man. So I guess these families get no justice because Joe Biden want to oppose, or whoever put him up to this, want to oppose Trump. So Trump's coming in like, yo, I'm going to be tough on crime. We drop some death roll on some people. Go ahead. But not this guy. This guy's like, if Trump's doing it, let's do the opposite. Let's go ahead and free them all. If Trump wants to build the wall, let's go ahead and sell all the metal off for nickels on the dollar. So you see that the Democrat Party is vindictive and childish, the way they operate. See, this isn't a peaceful transfer of power. I mean, you should be pumping the brakes on every decision that you are making as you're going out. Give the next administration time to implement what they feel is right. But nah, not the Democrats. Once again, they will burn it all down, and they don't care who it affects. So with the wall, if Trump wants to build it again, it's going to cost more money, and the taxpayers are going to have to absorb that cost. And you think the Democrats care about that? No, they never think about the taxpayers. They never think about the citizens. They're always thinking about themselves and how they can get even with Trump. I guess you don't care about the families. Now, listen to some of these crimes that Joe Biden felt, I guess, was worthy of a pardon. If you pardon these people, don't you ever get in my face talking about the J6ers shouldn't be pardoned.
Trump has vowed not only to reinstate the death penalty, but to expand its use. The White House is signaling this morning that there could be more clemency to come in the few weeks that President Biden has left, Rebecca.
Oh, well, it's not so bad.
Oh, really? As one of his final actions in office, President Joe Biden granting clemency to 37 of the 40 federal inmates who are on death row. And among them, 2 people with ties to Illinois. Jorge Avila Torres pleaded guilty to murdering 2 little girls, 8-year-old Laura Hobbs and 9-year-old Crystal Tobias and Zion, back in 2005.
Why would you pardon this man? Could it be the last name? I mean, I don't know if he's a legal immigrant or legally here. I don't know. But even if he was illegal, of course, Joe Biden wouldn't call him an illegal immigrant. He'd call him an undocumented citizen. I should have said that. Knowing Joe, he's probably, let him go. So this man kills 2 little girls, and Joe Biden is pardoning him. This is unbelievable. No wonder Democrat-ran cities are falling to pieces. That's why they're filled with shite and violence. So this man is pardoning a person who killed 2 little girls, and then guess what else?
But he was facing the death sentence for the separate murder of a Navy sailor in Virginia.
Oh, well, look at that. So now we're just talking about little American girls and a American soldier. They don't matter. They don't count. See, Joe and the Democrats don't think about that because, see, Americans are stinking and dirty and they probably deserve whatever they get. So this guy is pardoning this guy, and he has 3 bodies. 3 bodies on him. Why in the world would you do that? So basically, what this guy is doing is just signing whatever they stick in front of him. Because I really don't believe that Joe knows what he's doing right now. See, and this is the problem with having a puppet in the office. This is the problem with all of the deception and the lying and the manipulating and the gaslighting that they did from day one with Joe Biden coming in. Because we really don't know who's pardoning these people. We really don't know. It could be anybody who's pardoning these people. So that guy, 3 bodies, is getting pardoned.
Another inmate now being spared execution is Ronald Mikos. He was a Chicago doctor, and he was sentenced to death for murdering a former patient who was set to testify against him in a Medicare fraud case.
Well, look at that. You got a dude like, yo, man, I ain't going down like this. Hey, look, I know we got some differences. Why don't you come in and let me treat you? Let me treat you for one last time for your diabetes. All right, add a little bit of extra insulin. However, this guy did this. He ends up killing this woman who could have testified against him. And Joe Biden, for whatever reason, just dropped a pardon on him. And in all fairness, I think the only pardon that he's aware that he just gave was for Hunter. I could probably bet that all the rest of these pardons are a collaboration of all of the staff members that's been running the country, I guess, for the last 4 years. They probably say, all right, let's all get together and meet on pardons, okay? What's the best way to stick it to Trump? And, of course, continue our path of lawlessness. What's the best way to do it? How about we pardon some of the worst cases, some of the worst people? Yeah, that'll do it.
And we're just getting started.
Oh, God.
Daryl Lawrence, who killed Columbus police officer Brian Hurst.
But see, those are just cops, though. Those are just cops. They're systemically racist and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure Joe, if he could, he would go ahead and just let this dude out. Forget the pardon him off of death row. Just let him go. Let him go because he's black and he was killed. He killed a white cop. Don't matter.
During an attempted bank robbery in January of 2005.
I'm not against pardon. In fact, I think it's a good thing when properly exercised. Just here, I think it was a blatant disregard of the procedures and a blatant disregard of the families of victims.
Absolutely. The pardon is okay, but to a certain extent. You don't just straight up like, man, I'm about to pardon the worst crimes ever. So, somebody said, let me see. They've not pardoned. Their sentence has been commuted. They now get life in prison. Right. So life in prison. I mean, if you're looking at death versus life in prison, I'll take life in prison because the death penalty, that's just final. I never forget, though, I went to a prison a couple years back to do some voiceover. And I walk into prison, and this is a maximum prison, too. And the prisoners was just walking around. with me and the person I came with and the tour guide. And I'm thinking the tour guide had no gun on her. She didn't have no billy club, no stick. The guards, they didn't have no weapons. And the prisoners was just walking around. And they was in there doing arts and crafts. They was in there on the internet. The dude who's doing the recording and stuff like that, with the voiceover, he was an inmate. I mean, the full-blown operation in there. And, I'm like, so what if they decide an uprising? What do? We ain't got nothing to protect. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm like, no, don't say don't worry about that. I could be taken hostage. They're out running around free inside of here. It looks like they're having a great time. And she's like, yeah, and that's the reason why. As long as they don't do anything to restrict their freedoms, they're allowed to roam around freely. And it's modernized. This ain't like you in prison in 1920, where it's hot, no air conditioning, nothing to do, lights out. These folks were they had a little community going on. And I'm like, wow, man, that's a lot better than life. So Joe Biden went ahead and commuted their sentence, I guess, and maybe pardoned some of these people who would have got death row. And of course,
we are led by very, very stupid people.
Yeah. Joe Biden.
Very, very
biggest
stupid
idiot
people.
Democrats ever nominated. That's what Biden stands for. And he is, y'all. He's going down as the worst, man. So I guess Biden said, look, man, if I'm going out bad, I'm just going to go out bad. Yeah, I'm going to stink it all the way. It's kind of like my buddy Rob. Y'all hear his name thrown out every once in a while. When we used to go out, this guy used to burn us up, man. This dude had a 12 o'clock curfew on the weekend. But yet, he would want us to pick him up. Now, the club don't get to popping until about 11:30 anyway. So we'd go over, pick this dude up, 11:30. We get down to the club, just get in. Dude at the door like, hey, man, once y'all get in, man, ain't no coming back in, man. If y'all go out, you can't come back in. We'd get in there for like 15 minutes, and then he's talking about, hey, man, I got to go home. What? Yeah, man, I got to be home at 12. Dude, we just got in here, and we go, no, man, for real, I got to go home and get in trouble. And so what would happen sometimes is he would break his curfew. And when he would break his curfew, he's like, I'm already going to get in trouble, so I might as well go out bad. Yeah, we'd stay out to about 3 or 4 in the morning. He's like, it's going to be the same punishment anyway. Yeah, I'm already in trouble. I'm going out like a sucker. Like this guy. This guy's already going out bad, so he's like, it doesn't matter. Continue to do stupid stuff. And that stupidity has bled over to all of the Democrat leadership, like this next guy. Yeah, this is how it started.
Governor Newsom says crime is down in the city of Oakland. This comes after the state deployed CHP officers to the area as part of a targeted crackdown.
Now, where have we heard stuff like that before? Governor Hochul with those big bucky beavers, she's swooping out crime was down. She didn't even know. Other day when they asked her, the press conference at the what? Where? Here? What? Anybody want to answer that? I don't know stuff. Yeah, but they're always coming out talking about how crime is down and all of this stuff. And the Republicans are spreading dis and misinformation about crime and all of that. Now, if you're talking about California, ain't no crime down. So let's see what's going on out there in Cali.
On crime.
From year to year, Oakland police say auto burglaries are down 60%, commercial burglaries down 43%, and there has been a 20% reduction in homicides.
Now that is fascinating as they tout those numbers and percentages. And yet I see video after video on the internet of them breaking into stores, robbing stuff, and bouncing. In fact, I saw a video of Gavin Newsom watching somebody do it and was mad about them getting away with the policies that he enacted. That ain't nobody gonna stop that guy. Look at, he's walking right out. And the lady, the cashier, was like, yeah, because of your policies. So now they come out and they tell us that don't worry about it, guys, everything's fine. Crime is down, but don't worry, everything's good until.
If you haven't had the chance to see the magnificence, the beauty of our great state, it's time to visit.
Y'all hear him inviting us out there? California is kind of crazy. So I pity all of the conservatives out there that has to deal with this dude and this crime is out there. I'm sorry for this, y'all. I'm sorry y'all got to go through that. And like I said, hopefully there's a way for y'all to migrate inland to get away from that. California is blessed with all that beautiful land, that wonderful climate. And this is what they're doing to it.
California.
Bad boys,
What you gonna do?
We begin tonight in Oakland, where multiple businesses were burglarized over the weekend.
Multiple?
Criminals have been using cars to ram into them in order to steal things like ATMs.
Surveillance cameras caught the moment a van backed up right into Mr. Crispy's barber shop.
Look at that.
They ran.
Mr. Crispy's barber shop. Now, first of all, a lot of these people they're stealing cars to break into buildings. So that's a 2-for. You steal somebody's car, break into these buildings, run right into the stores or whatever, and just start grabbing stuff. You do more damage than the stuff that you steal. You probably could have taken that car and sold it and made more money than all of that stuff you probably trying to take out of Mr. Crispy's. That's the crazy part about it. These are the dumbest criminals ever. It's like hitting a lady over her head with a bag of nickels, with $200 worth of nickels, and you steal, $20 bill off of her. And you're like, dude, why didn't you just use the nickels for money? Yeah, but I thought it would be better as a club to steal money with that. But that's money in the bag right there. Yeah, I know, but you know what? Don't ask me questions about it or you're next. So here this person is running in Mr. Crispy's barber shop. Let's see what they did after that.
Did and came right in.
The criminals go straight for the ATM in the back corner, push it outside, load it into the trunk of a second car, and take off.
Multiple cars. These fools done stole multiple cars just to get the ATM. You could have sold both of those cars, because I guarantee you those 2 cars are worth more than what they put in that ATM. I'm sure by now they didn't get hip. First of all, they probably got a tracker in some of that money or whatever. But at the same time, I guess they're going to go ahead, go through the trouble of taking the ATM, busting that open, trying to get whatever money in there, avoiding any type of tracker detection that might lead people to that mug. Then just ditch the cars. Just leave them, I guess, somewhere. I mean, it's dumb criminals. But what would make them start doing stuff like this? Why isn't this type of stuff going on in red states? These are the compare and contrast that you got to make. These are the questions that everybody should be asking. What's the difference? When you look at how Trump governed versus Biden, and you see differences, you should be going, what's the factor? You take immigration, for example. Why was it going down with Trump and then it shot straight up with Biden? What are the factors that contributed to that? See, so here we have these criminals ripping off the brothers, the jungle. See, and I thought Democrats love minorities.
It all took less than 2 minutes.
2 minutes,
It all took less than 2 minutes.
It's extraordinary. Pat yourselves on the back.
Yeah, the vehicle had license plates, they had masks and was covered up.
The owner, Donald Smith, known as Mr. Crispy, showed up for work soon after.
So Mr. Crispy looked like he'd been eating a lot of crispy chicken right there. Yeah, that little zip up, coat right there, struggling to keep that stomach contained right there. Looked like he stole something too, whole turkey. So as that little zip up thing is barely hanging on, like, he's up here complaining about how they was in and out in 2 minutes. And look at that. They done left this whole wall smashed up, it's boarded up. Now I gotta go in and get a haircut at Mr. Crispy's, looking at that monstrosity. Unbelievable. You think these people care about this? And this is what burns me up. When they make these laws, it only ends up hurting minorities. And they lie about it and make it seem like they're lowering the standards for minorities. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, you think you're helping the brothers? You think you're helping minorities? Unfortunately, most of the victimization that takes place in the hood is done by other black folks. Okay? They're not going out right now in Youngstown. They know if they want to go and break into something, they better not go out to Boardman. They better not go out to Austintown. If you're not from Youngstown, those are suburbs. They know that, wait a minute, we go out there, we're more likely to get caught within seconds. Soon as that alarm go off, they on their way. But in Youngstown, Youngstown police right about now, if I wanted to, I could run every stop sign in Youngstown right in front of the cops. Blow through every red light if I wanted to. Zigzagging, doing donuts in the middle of the street, and cops be sitting there like, man, look at this fool over there doing that. Man, these people so crazy. Anyway, man, we gonna reserve our efforts for like murder or something like that, violence. But they're not gonna be dealing with a lot of stuff or reacting as quick. So therefore, the inner city becomes a victim to other people in the inner city. Like this guy in Oakland.
When I pulled up, I saw the whole front of this was wide open. And they said it was unbelievable.
Despite the damage to the window, equipment, and a hole that looks right into the nail shop next door, he's most disappointed in the police response.
The police response. Okay, now we getting somewhere. Okay, now, you know what's interesting, y'all? What I'm not seeing? Number one, those people who ran through Mr. Crispy's barbershop were not white nationalists. I didn't see them get out with KKK hoods on. I didn't see them rocking the Aryan Nation and a swastika and stuff on their chest. No, those were other minorities that did that to Mr. Crispy. Then secondly, this whole soft on crime, don't punish them unless, they do this and this and that, and let them go if you arrest them, all of that, have demoralized the police. This defund the police, this mismanagement of the budget and money has cost them. So now, do you think the police is in a hurry to get to Mr. Crispy? You think so? So now Mr. Crispy is asking for the boys to come, and the boys never came. But wait a minute, these are the same police that all of those liberals out there in California during George Floyd's situation, they were out there talking about less police is better. We need to reimagine policing. We need to go ahead and defund the police. And who does it end up hurting? Mr. Crispy.
People got families to feed, so it's just very depressing that they could at least showed up and, sent somebody.
Eventually, a client was able to wave down an officer who just happened to be stopped at the intersection outside, but that...
Wow. So that's how you got to get the police to come? Yo, man, look, hey, stop. Get out the car, man. Somebody just got robbed. Oh, for real, dog? Man, I was just about to go get some lunch, man. All right, so tell you what, man. Let him know I got some errands to run. I'm going to be right back. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get some plastic and some bags and stuff and some duct tape and just start duct taping it up, and I'll come back in about an hour or two, maybe 2 or 3 hours, and get a statement, okay? Now, the sad part about this is, why bust your butt in S-hole ran cities like this? You're demoralized, probably overworked, underpaid. And yet, if you go out there and you happen to snatch one of these gentle woodland creatures who's only breaking in Mr. Crispy's because they're hungry, according to AOC, you might end up in prison forever. You might become the victim. So let's continue, though.
That was more than 8 hours after they called 911.
This was just
8 hours.
Ridiculous that they just left all of us here stranded.
Yeah, the Democrats did that. Gavin Newsom did that. He's the one that left you. Don't blame it on the cops. Blame it on that Oakland mayor that they've recalled. Yeah, blame it on all of those people. So blame it on Democrat leaders. But then ultimately, it all filters down to the voters as well. At some point, you got to blame it on yourself. I would be madder than a mug if I lived out there and I had proper voting habits. But yet, because of dumb people, I had to deal with crap like this. I mean, these are the type of things that will make me say, what's the difference between red states and blue states? So they're not running in through businesses with cars and stealing ATMs and stuff in red states? We're about to see. So I hope Mr. Crispy did not vote for the Democrats that's running his city.
All these hours, and just to talk about it, it's just, it hurts for that reason. Like, what about us? We're paying taxes.
What about us?
Providing services for the community.
Mr. Crispy getting busted up, y'all. He getting busted up. Now, at some point, insurance companies out there in those S-hole ran cities probably are like, yeah, we better not insure these people anymore. They live in a hot zone. Yeah, if you're out in Cali, I'm sorry, we don't insure that. Now, we'll give you insurance for earthquakes, of course, fires, but not theft. Not theft. It's too rapid. It's too rapid fire. That's how many thefts are taking place out there. So who knows if Mr. Crispy is going to be able to rebuild. He might just have to be cutting hair with the wall open like that. You know what I'm saying? Just, rocking the cardboard or the boarded up side. Who knows right about now? If I was out there in California, I would just go ahead and take my chairs outside and just be cutting outside. All right, to be like, I ain't got no building. Yeah, I just cut in the parking lot. It ain't worth it. So let's go ahead and see what's taking place and how things happen in conservative cities.
The officer told Smith they were busy because 9 other businesses were also hit that morning.
9 other businesses? Joe, what do you got to say about that?
Think about that.
Yeah, I thought about it. It's ridiculous. So the cops didn't show up, really, period. For the simple fact, the only reason the other cop showed up is because somebody ran out there and flagged him down. But 8 hours had gone by. So most likely those cops weren't coming. But secondly, all of these other robberies were taking place. Now, how do you live in a city like this, man? How does a society thrive and survive like this? They are destroying California. And you know what's going to be funny? Is that same guy, Gavin the Nuisance, who said, come on out to California and check it out. That guy probably is going to run for president. Now, if we want the whole country to look like that, then yeah, vote for him. But most likely, he's going to run for president. And if J.D. Vance runs, all he got to do is just start showing these clips. All he got to do is just pull up that dookie map that Ron DeSantis showed during that debate. Do y'all want the rest of the country going from red to brown? Do y'all want that? Because that's what would happen if y'all elect Gavin the Nuisance. All of this red would turn brown, and you know what the brown represents? Dookie. That's what that represents. And I don't want to live in no dookie. Okay, so with that being said, all of those robberies were taking place. And that's why they didn't come to Mr. Crispy.
Smith believes these criminals are coming from outside of the city, targeting Oakland because they know police won't chase them.
So as soon as they see you break a law or something and you get in the car and run, they act like they don't see you and go the other way.
Yeah, they don't want those type of trouble. This is car 15. We're chasing an unidentified object. We don't have time to respond to the 211. What? Yeah, there's spaceships. We're following them. We're in hot pursuit right now. Stop laughing, man. They're gonna hear you. One of them right now just I think it's landing somewhere. Over and out. We're losing communicate. They're blocking our sick. While we're being abducted. All right, pass that hot dog here. This is the good life. Yep, that's what they're doing out there in California. Look at that. In a minivan. Unreal. Well, guys, now let's see how crime is being handled in red states. See, because I don't think in California, I don't even think you as a law-abiding citizen could defend yourself, can you? They got a real strict gun law and stuff only for the law-abiding citizens. Well, look what took place in the red state.
A teen boy is in critical condition at the hospital after he and other teens were shot while trying to rob a man in Northwest Harris County.
Now that right there is in Houston. Houston is a red state, right? I mean, Texas, rather, is a red state. The right to bear arms. See, if you're going to be a thief, be a smart one. Even though those guys were dumb. But why are you sticking people up in states that are known for carrying guns? Good grief, man. I mean, you sticking folks up down there. There's certain states that Antifa don't go to. Yeah, there's certain areas that Black Lives Matter is like, yeah, we better stay away from that. They got a reputation of bearing arms, see. Notice Antifa don't go up in biker bars. They don't go into gun stores. They don't go into the places like that where they know people are in there going, y'all got a problem? Everything okay, right? So these young men decide to stick up and I'm glad he was a black man. See, so these young black men decided to stick up a older black man, and you know old folks don't care. So now they're going to stick him up, and unfortunately, this happened to them.
Ugochi Aloka joins us live from Roslyn Street with more on how all this happened.
And Cheryl, really a major with the Harris County Sheriff's Office, says a total of 4 boys ages 12 to 14 years old allegedly tried to rob a man at Willow Plaza Apartments, which is located directly behind us, right across the street from where we are now.
Now, see, this is sad all the way around, but I can't blame the old man. I mean, think about this. These kids allegedly had guns. And, you know, young kids, nervous, everything like that. You know, me being my age, if I see anything that looks like a gun on a whole bunch of young kids who roll up to me and talk about, give me all your money. First of all, that old man, he got skills. I mean, if all 4 of those kids had guns and he managed to get to his gun and return or shoot these kids, I'm like, dude, you got skills. But secondly, look at the ages of these kids. And I'm thinking to myself, where's your parent that would allow you? Where'd you get the gun? Okay, they just messed up this old man's life, period. Because even though he was defending himself, and I don't blame him, okay, in a city or a state where you got the right to bear arms, you know, unfortunately, people play stupid games and get stupid prizes. And that's not limited to adults because kids can pull triggers too. In fact, oftentimes kids don't realize the impact of their choices. I watched a little video today showing us a case where these 2 black girls, they were young, found out that the one black girl, one was a Puerto Rican girl, one was a black girl. Found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her with his boss at the job, little cute Puerto Rican chick. And they snuck his phone and text her and said, come over because I'm about to get kicked out of my house. The girl comes over. These 2 meet her outside in the parking lot, beat her up, you know, take her cell phone, go back in the crib. And, you know, the girl managed to get up, come get her cell phone. She went home, head started swelling, got rushed to the hospital and died. They show up. They talking to these young girls, and only the one was 17. She's laughing. She's just retelling the story. She don't even realize the gravity of what is happening. When they told her she was being charged for, you know, armed robbery and murder, she was shocked. What? Murder? Yeah. Dang. And then didn't even really, it's like, dang, this is crazy. Murder for real though. For real. And I'm thinking, you have no idea the impact of your choices. So younger people even make dumber choices. So now you put the old man in a position to where he had to defend himself. And now he might have to live with the regret or the conscience of shooting and killing some kids. You know, and I don't want to see their parents all of a sudden come out dressed in black, you know, talking with one of the, ambulance chasing lawyers standing next to them, rubbing their back. They're there. I'm going, if your kid is 12 to 14 and they're out robbing people and managed to get a gun somehow, this older dude, he was like John Wick, I guess.
Now, that same man pulled out a gun and started shooting after that happened.
Northwest Harris County, 3 boys are now in the hospital after they were shot during an attempted robbery.
Our Ugochi Aloka joins us live from...
Now, see? You can't defend yourself out there in Cali. You can't defend yourself up there in New York. Places like that where they don't like the Second Amendment. Only for us, though. Only for us. See, when the law-abiding citizens, you know, they're going, can we get some of that Second Amendment to defend ourselves while people are getting burned alive on trains up here and punched in the face and stuff like that? Can we get some of that second? No. Gun restrictions, gun control, that lowers the crime. That lowers it. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So in red cities, in red states, these criminals better think twice. You better stop and say, wait, where we at? Where we at? What state is this? Now, we better not do it. We better not do it. Let's wait until we get to California or somewhere like that before we start acting a fool. So now that is the difference, man. And, the crime, as you see, a lot of times are lower in red states because they understand law and order. And just in case the cops can't get there, if your life is in danger.
The scene of that shooting, Edoguchi, you're hearing that the teens are actually the suspects in this case.
Yeah, that's correct, Sherman and Ron. A major with the Harris County Sheriff's Office says a total of 4 boys ages 12 to 14 years old attempted to try to rob a man in this apartment complex you see behind me. Now, that's when authorities say that man started shooting in order to defend himself. If you take a look, this is video of when deputies first responded to this incident just after 10:30 p.m. last night. When deputies got there, they say they found one boy with a gunshot wound. He was rushed to a trauma center in critical condition and at last checked was in surgery.
Now, see, because these stupid kids decided to do this guy also has to live with this on his conscience. I mean, but it's better than being dead. That's the sad part about it, man. It's better than being dead. I'm so glad I live in a red state. I really am. And I would hate to ever have to be in a position to have to do something like this. But when you see situations like this that happens, hopefully people get the message that you're not somewhere where you can just do things without consequences. And your age don't exempt you from that. Unfortunately, there are some choices you can make as a young person that you can't recover from. And one of them being shot, and unfortunately, if you pass away, it's over. But even if you don't, you got to live with that. And in Youngstown, a good friend of mine was a police officer. And when I first moved back here, I was talking to him about some, how the crime is. He said, man, Kev, after a while, we kind of get desensitized to it. And it was a store ran by an Arab guy. And he had 7 daughters. 7 daughters, guys. 7 daughters. And he was one of those guys who the community loved. He would help out people when they ain't have enough money, give them credit, stuff like that. So brothers loved him. But I guess 4 brothers decided to rob him. They go in there to rob him, end up shooting him in the head, took $250, all of them teenagers. And I'm thinking, that's going to hit you when you mature a little bit, while you're sitting in prison for life. At some point, when a little bit of maturity kicks in, you're going to go, what was I thinking? I mean, it wasn't 2.5 million. It was $250 amongst all of us. And we took a man's life and took a father who provided for 7 girls. And I'm thinking, if I'm his lawyer, if I'm the prosecutor, I'm bringing all 7 of those little girls out during trial, sit them right on the front row for the jury to see, and say, okay, now go ahead and sentence this guy. Give us whatever we want to happen to these kids right here. That's how stupid people can be sometimes, but I'm glad at least in certain cities, you got the opportunity to defend yourself, but you go out to these other crazy left-wing blue cities and states, God knows what can happen. You might save some people on a train, and next thing you know, you're in court. It's ridiculous.
Now, the investigators say 2 more boys were found with gunshot wounds, and they were also taken to the hospital. A few minutes later, they say the shooter turned himself in, and a 4th teenager was taken in. Now, investigators tell us the shooter says he only shot the boys because they tried to attempt to rob him in his home with guns.
I mean, you're in a rock and a hard place, but I don't think in Texas, this old guy is going to get in trouble. I think any reasonable person would look at that and say, hey, man, they kids, but they did an adult act right there. And hey, you got to err on the side of caution. If you get 4 teenagers breaking in your crib and you see anything that looks like a gun, you got to do what you got to do. And it's sad. And I really want to know what these parents got to say about this and where they are. But at the same time, I want to know who's out there in California and in Chicago, where you see all of these kids running around, breaking into places and robbing joints and running off laughing. We're their parents as well. So we got some issues. Unfortunately, in this case, this man was like, I'm not playing. Y'all breaking my house. You got guns. I got to do what I got to do.
The neighbors heard the commotion and came outside to see what was going on.
My neighbor right here screamed across the way, hey, are you okay? And I told him, hey, this guy's down. So I called the sheriff department and the ambulance to come and pick the kid up. But of course, at that time, I didn't know it was a little kid. And my other neighbor came and held his hand and was talking to him and consoling him, trying to keep him alive.
Yeah, and that neighbor you just heard from there, he and along with another neighbor tried to help that boy. The boy they're referring to is the one currently, as we mentioned earlier, in critical condition. Now, coming up in the next hour, the weapons, investigators say they were recovered here on the scene.
There you go. So it's obvious they had weapons. Most likely you got the intent to use them. If you're going to pull a weapon on somebody, talking about I'm going to rob you, you have to be prepared for the ultimate consequence. Okay, if they beat you to the draw, it's over with. And unfortunately, everybody now is in a bad situation. But guess what? That old man goes on and lives. He might have to live with this on his conscience and, and the memories of it. But he's going to go on and live because he had the right to bear arms and he defended himself. And nobody is going to show up down there talking about, we don't care about that. You just killed shot 4 little scholars and all they wanted to do was get some snacks and we want to throw you in jail right now and charge you. So the moral of the story, if you want to feel a little more safer, you got to be in a red state. Yeah, you got to be in a red state. So, yeah, that's the difference, man. You got folks out there in California getting mugged, getting robbed, and can't do nothing about it. Ain't nothing worse than you out there and your hands are cuffed because the government says that we're going to go ahead and make you become a victim. You're not allowed to defend yourself, but the criminals can run wild, tear up stuff. Unreal. So, guys, let's move on because guess what? On day one, get some. Look what Trump is going to do on day one, y'all. Oh, yeah.
And staying in the United States, incoming President Donald Trump says he will end transgender lunacy once he takes office in January.
Yes.
With the stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy.
The transgender lunacy. Now, it is lunacy. And the Democrats realize that, we might have went a little too far on the transgender lunacy and stuff like that. But don't worry. We're going to pretend now that we're distancing ourselves from it. So now, what's the impact of this? This guy right here who's reporting this, I got a feeling that he's not going to report it from the side of, that makes sense.
And I will sign executive orders to end child sexual mutilation, get transgender out of the military and out of our elementary schools and middle schools and high school.
Thank you. I don't see what the problem is with all of that. So what he's talking about, which is going to be turned into something else, because now, of course, he's transphobic, I'm sure. Yeah, he's anti-trans. He's all of these things right there. But notice he's qualifying where he's saying these things need to be dealt with in the military. Okay, you don't need to be going into the military talking about I need gender reassignment and I want the military to pay for it. You don't need to be in the military talking about, sorry, Captain, I know we are about to get sent off to war, but unfortunately, I just had some reassignment surgery. I can't make it. I'm going to be down for 6 weeks. No time for that. And definitely not in the schools. But because he is just simply using common sense, I'm pretty sure that the left is going to call him anti-trans and transphobic and stuff like that. By the way, we're getting to Trump food. It's coming. Trump food. Because see, China has been watching what's going on over here with our president who just got elected, y'all. And apparently the Chinese people love Trump.
And we will keep men out of women's sports.
Well, look at that. Such a radical position. Keeping men out of women's sports. Notice he didn't say keep women out of men's sports. See, yeah, he didn't say that. Because see, that right there goes against the narrative that there's no difference between men and women, because you don't see it being the opposite. You don't see one of these girls thinking that dude talking about some, now I'm about to go up there and go out on the court with LeBron James and all of them and show them what time it is now that I'm a man. Now, you don't see that. You didn't see guys getting into girl sports. What else, Trump?
And that will likewise be done on day one.
Day one?
Should I do day one, day two, or day three? How about day one? Really?
Day one!
Now, this is not the first time Trump has railed against transgender rights.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we come. Railed against transgender rights. What transgender rights are we talking about here? See, this is what burns me up. They just throw that out there. Transgender rights. Rights? What do you mean? You mean Americans' rights? See, you're now separating yourself from just the average American, okay? All right. We as Americans all have the same rights. Now all of a sudden we got to worry about transgender rights too? We're going, wait a minute. So if you're an American citizen, you got rights, I got rights. So why now we got a different category of rights? What rights don't you have as a transgender person? Let's see.
In fact, he aggressively ran television ads during his campaign mocking Vice President Kamala Harris for her support of transgender rights. And in the run-up to the presidential election, Donald Trump pledged to impose restrictions on trans students in schools.
What's the problem with that? Now, this guy is, I guess, just reporting the news, but he's highlighting some controversial, I guess, statements from Trump. And I'm saying, what's the problem? Did you hear what you just read? Transgenders in schools. Pushing that narrative in schools, man. But listen to how he slides some stuff in.
His policies could affect the use of preferred pronouns, bathrooms, and locker rooms by students.
It should. It should. There you go. All of the stuff that he's saying, I'm going, I don't see what's controversial about this. You're reading this stuff. I'm like, yeah, day one. Give me some of that. Day one.
Moreover, the incoming president believes that any doctor or hospital providing gender-affirming care should be banned.
What's that? What's that? Any doctor that's providing. Now, notice he left something out. Any doctor doing that for children. See, gender-affirming care, which is mutilation. That's what you really want to say. Don't be giving me the fluffy sounding definition. Gender affirming care. I don't want to hear you saying that because I know exactly what that means. And you wouldn't be saying gender affirming care if it was adults. You wouldn't have to affirm adults. They just make choices. I'm not here to affirm you or not. Hey, you're an adult. If you want this, you can get it. Okay, how much is it's going to be $30,000 for the reassignment. Then you're going to be on medication for the rest of your life. There you go. I'm not here to validate your choice and this and that. When they start talking about reaffirming care, they're talking about children. You don't need to go ahead and reaffirm adults making grown man and grown woman choices. But this guy just said reaffirming care.
From practice. And when it comes to sports, Donald Trump embraces his anti-trans mantra.
Now, why I got to be anti-trans? How about his pro-women? When it comes to sports, he embraces his anti-trans mantra. How about his pro-woman mantra? But no, not this guy. He looks a little gentle himself.
Of not allowing biological men in women's sports.
Now, you just went ahead and convinced me with that. The anti-trans mantra by not allowing biological men in women's sports. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, you just sold me on it.
And we will, of course, keep men out of women's sports.
Yes.
I promise. Last year, the radical left's gender insanity arrived right here in Salem.
What?
When a man was allowed to transfer onto the Roanoke College women's swim team.
That ain't right. That ain't right. What happened?
And I just met them backstage, the great swimmers. I didn't notice a male on that particular team. I didn't notice a male on that team. Perhaps I don't understand what's happening, but I didn't see any males on that team, believe me. But the brave members of the swim team stood up to the transgender fanatics, something new in our country.
That's what I'm talking about. So wait, the country's starting to heal itself from a traumatic brain injury of leftism We're starting to get some common sense back. We're starting to go, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was unconscious for a little bit, and I wake up, and now men can play against women in sports. Nope. Okay, y'all okay with this? So now we're starting to go ahead and get back to common sense. And guess what, y'all? Other countries are recognizing this. Now, I always had my suspicions that we are looking crazy in front of other countries, like Russia, like China, like North Korea, like our enemies. African countries are looking at us like, I do not know what is going on in America. They want to push this transgender agenda. See, so they're looking at us like we're crazy. See, but now that Trump's back in, listen to what they're saying about us in China now.
And those strong, and I would say beautiful, but I'm not allowed to use that term anymore.
Go ahead, Trump, it's okay.
Because if you say beautiful, it means the end of your career in politics.
Go ahead.
You're not allowed to say a woman's beautiful, so I will not tell you how beautiful they are, but they are beautiful.
You gotta love Trump. He's like, you're not going to police my speech. Wokeness is over. I'll call them beautiful if I want to. Okay? Yeah, I'm not allowed to say they're beautiful, but those beautiful women back there, it's great. See, but let's get back to the guy, though, that's trying to insert that Trump is lightweight, anti-trans or something.
But those strong, beautiful, intelligent women, they won.
The incoming commander-in-chief also plans to discharge transgender members of the U.S. military, deeming them medically unfit.
Now, hey, you know what? If you're going to make this decision, it should not impact your duties in the military. It should not impact your readiness in the military. And it also shouldn't be absorbed by the military budget. So it's not that he's just kicking out folks that claim they're transgender. If it becomes a burden on the taxpayers, you made that choice. That's cosmetic. Okay? But look what this person is about to say it is, though.
His plans would likely include banning future recruitment of trans people in the military and gender-affirming care.
See, what is that? What's that again? And gender-affirming care. I mean, is he talking about kids or adults? I don't understand. Why would we need to affirm adults gender-affirming? If you got the money, go ahead, pay for your reassignment. Don't bog me down with the details. Don't be trying to... Well, when I was a kid, I felt that, I'm like, I don't care. If I'm a doctor, I'm like, look, do you want the thing or not, okay? All right, this is how much it's going to cost, okay? I'm not here to go ahead and counsel you. So now, he's brought on some transgender people to respond to this.
Now, with Donald Trump reiterating his anti-trans rhetoric, anger and anxiety have become dominant emotions among rights activists and the LGBTQ plus community.
I don't think that I would be here today for this interview if I wasn't receiving the care that I do receive today.
Now you see, this is what they do. This is what they're going to be doing the next 4 years as we are correcting all the stupidity. They're going to be trotting people out, giving a sad song. Same thing with the kids and stuff that's going to be deported with the parents. They're sending people back. They ripped my Amelia out of my arms. They took her back to all of that. They're going to be trotting people out. So now this person right here said they wouldn't be here. So what if you didn't get the surgery? I mean, who paid for it? Where was all of these people not being able to handle this before transgender was even a thing? I don't understand. See, so now all of a sudden this just drops out of the sky and folks are trying to guilt everybody into accommodating them. See, so either you give me what I want, pay for it out of taxpayers' dollars, verify me, celebrate me, or else I might take my, delete myself. I might delete myself. See, that right there is not getting anybody on board. That is blackmailing somebody. That's like some guy saying, if you break up with me, I'm going to terminate myself. Well, that's on you. But I ain't going to have you laying up in my crib smacking on me, doing whatever you want to do. And then when I want to leave you, talking about, if you do it, girl, I do this to myself. Well, go on it. Do it. Do it. I'll be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do it. Do it now. Go ahead. Ow. So let's continue listening to this person say that Donald Trump and all of his stuff, if they don't give us what we want, I might do something bad.
Without the care, I was really deeply depressed, lost, and unable to live a regular life. I think that that's what we all want, is to be able to access care.
And you could do that, whoever you are, lady, that they done brought you on to go ahead and try to bust everybody up on the inside. You can do that. I guess it's a guy. I don't know what the, yeah, guy, I guess. But yeah, you can do that on your own time and on your own dime. There it is. There it is. We can eliminate all of the controversy surrounding this if y'all do what Trump just said in the beginning of this. Lay off the kids. That's one. Okay. Get it out of schools and get it out of the military if it's going to impede your performance or taxpayers. Other than that, do whatever you want to do. But don't be talking about, and society needs to accommodate it, or else I'm going to be depressed and I'm going to do this and this and that.
That will affirm our gender, allow us to flourish into who we are and live lives that are loved and cared for.
Well, no, see, I mean, I want it to be 6'4". I'm depressed because I'm only 5'9". I want to live the life of a 6'4" person, and I want y'all to affirm that. I need some stilts put into my legs. I need a surgery to put some stilts in, and I want my real feet at the bottom of them too, okay? I want you to save my feet. But now, look at this. They bring out this to go ahead and say something.
The question is, who's best to make the decision?
You.
It's the individual.
Yeah, you. Yeah, you can make that decision as a grown person. I don't even know why this is controversial. Unless y'all, for some reason, are alluding to kids, perhaps. Why is this even a thing? We shouldn't be talking about this if these were adults making their own choices and then had nothing to do with us and staying out of girls' sports and stuff.
It's best to make the decision about their access and their doctor or whomever they're trying to access support from.
Why are they even bring the... See, they're trying to make it seem as if, you know, we're trying to stop adults from making adult choices. I mean, don't talk about your rights of being rolled back. It burns me up when they say that trans rights. I'm going, you have adult human rights. That's what you got. There's no such thing as trans rights, okay? Nobody's stopping you from paying out of your pocket. If I wanted to get a facelift right now, if I wanted to go Nasty Pelosi style, if I wanted my face looking like the Joker, I can't be talking about the government need to affirm it and pay for it and stuff like that. That's on me. Nobody's going to stop me. Nobody's violating my rights, and you can't do that, altering that pretty brown cocoa skin. You're messing it all up, man. So let's see what this person is talking about.
I don't necessarily know that the federal government making that decision is a good idea, but I certainly don't think that we should have differences between the states. I think each person should have the ability to access the support, the care, the resources that they need.
And when they're saying this, you gotta just assume that you must be including kids into this, or you're talking about military folks who unfortunately shouldn't be in the military if they gotta go ahead and be this or that and we gotta pay for it. Other than that, where is the problem? What's the controversy? Who's stopping you? Apparently, nobody stopped you from doing that to yourself, okay? Nobody stopped you. So what are they talking about? And see, this is the lunacy that other countries see.
In order to live like all of us.
Now, a Washington Post survey says nearly 2 million people living in the United States identify as transgender, representing less than 1% of all adults.
And yet the Democrats wanted to alter our whole society around them, and they learned the hard way. See, they wanted to go ahead and alter all the bathrooms. They wanted to go ahead and all of that. Yeah, so let them go ahead and continue to focus on that. But guess what, y'all? While we was over here going through our little transgender evolution and stuff like that, somebody from China, you know, done dropped it out there like, yo, let me tell you how the folks in China was looking at America before Trump got back in.
And now their future depends on Donald Trump, who could crush their hopes and dreams of living normal lives.
Who can crush their hopes and dreams of living normal life. Now, what makes you think that's a normal life? I mean, I don't want to get into the details of the mental problems that comes along with that life and all of that stuff. But this guy, apparently he's pro, because he's talking about crushing hopes and dreams of them living a normal life. I think allowing the kid to grow up, and then let them make whatever decisions they want is allowing them to live a normal life. Yeah, you're altering kids and you're talking about allow them to live a normal life. Is that normal? Hey, go back about just 10, maybe 12 years ago. Where was all of this taking place? But now all of a sudden, I guess allowing kids to do that is allowing them to live a normal life. These people sound like dummies, and they are.
With his uncertain executive orders.
Hello, everyone. This is Kaiva.
It's Kaiva, y'all. It's Kaiva from China. She lives in America now. But Kaiva from China got her ear to the streets of what's going on over in China and how they see Trump now that he's won. Now, we ain't talking about Xi. We're talking about the people. So Kaiva going to give us a message of how the Chinese folks is seeing Trump right about now.
Going to tell you why the Chinese respect and like Trump. From an Asian point of view, Trump is an attractive man.
Trump's an attractive man from an Asian point of view, y'all. Y'all hear that? They probably like him too because he went kung fu fighting, according to that clavicle girl inside of that beast when he wanted to go over to that insurrection. Oh, ho, everybody was kung fu fighting. Huh. So Trump's an attractive man, according to the Chinese people. What makes him attractive, Kaifa?
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Even though he had a lot of money and power, it is considered that Trump is not corrupted.
Y'all hear that? So the Chinese people look at Trump and they can see that he's not a rhino, a stinking regular Democrat taking money under the table. So he has money, he's powerful, but he's not corrupted. So you're telling me, Kaiva, that the Chinese people got enough common sense to see what all of us Americans that voted for Trump is seeing? You're telling me the Chinese people could tell that he ain't a part of the swamp? That's why the swamp came after him? That's what you're telling me, Kaiva? See, and other people in other countries, they look over and they're going, it's a shame what they're trying to do to Trump because he's not corrupt and evil. It's a shame what those Democrats are doing. And I guarantee you, all of the dictators around the world was looking at the Democrats and all of their lawfare like, and yet they'll call us, some type of a fascist regime. I envy them. Look at that. They're doing great work going after Trump. I couldn't have did it better myself. And they're accusing him of all kind of stupidity. Wow, these Democrats, they're good. They're good. So now they feel Trump is attractive because they're looking at him going, wow, this dude could be evil and corrupt, but he ain't. What else?
In China, if you have a lot of money and power, there are cases where you have dozens of secret wives. But because Trump did not. Trump is
because Trump did not. So they're looking at him like, look at that. This dude has all the money. He has all the power. He could wild out, but he ain't. He could sell the people out, but he didn't. Yeah, this guy could take a salary, but he didn't. He's giving his money away. He's giving his money away. What else?
Conservative. Asians thought
Trump is conservative. Well, wait a minute. What about Asians? Why do they respect Trump? Because of what?
Consider that Trump is not corrupted. In China, if you have a lot of money and power, there are cases where you have dozens of secret wives. But because Trump did not. Trump is conservative. Asians thought that the U.S. was the #1 country in the world.
So y'all hear that? Asians thought, and this is what I suspected happened these last 4 years. So Asians thought that America was the #1 country in the world until what?
However, seeing the domestic destruction culture and self-indulgence gender issues in the United States.
Y'all hear that? That's why Trump food is in the house. So wait, they thought we were #1 until they start saying, look at the destruction of their society as they embrace this tomfoolery, this foolishness. See, so you're telling me Xi is not forcing this on his people? You're telling me the Chinese Communist Army don't have transgender affirming care in it? You're telling me they're not making commercials where they're showing 2 Chinese people with 2 moms? They're not doing that in China? Huh? They're not running DEI in China? They're not focused on that right there in their military and stuff like that? So they're looking at us like weak and stupid? And probably going, yeah, we used to respect them, but they lost their mind. Well, let them go ahead and finish self-destructing by watering down their little boys, gentrifying them, attacking masculinity, all of that mess. So wait, Kaiva, you telling me a strong country only respects another country that is strong and seems to have common sense, and now we're getting back there. And that's why they love Trump? So let's see.
They thought that the United States is becoming a southern country, but it was Trump who showed and talked about common sense US.
Common sense US. They thought we were losing our minds, guys, but look at this. Trump fool is back. They're going, man, we used to respect the US. They were strong and all, man, but then all of a sudden we seeing these are my two moms. We're seeing them actually having debates over men and women being in sports. And guess what we just saw? We just saw Trump come out and say what he was going to do on day one. He didn't mince words. That's why the people in China is going, now that's a leader I could get behind. That man's smart right there. You got to appreciate Trump. You got to appreciate him. He's like, no more of this mess. You know how weak and stupid we look on the world stage? So, yeah, Kai, but thanks for filling us in, because, see, we don't have our ear to the street in China. You know, we look at China as an adversary when it comes down to the, you know, their regime, the political folks. But she's telling us how the people are interpreting the U.S. So what else?
Asian cultures, including China, respect Trump's opposition to the rainbow of chaos.
The rainbow of chaos. See, we knew we hitched our wagon to the right guy. Yeah, man, when you take a stance, people respect it. I decided to take a stand. Oh, Trump came out like, we're going to end this transgender nonsense. And they respected that. So wait, what did she say? The rainbow what she called them? Kaiva, what did you call it again?
Asian cultures, including China, respect Trump's opposition to the rainbow of chaos.
The rainbow of chaos. Unlike what we're seeing right there. You see how the Democrats portrayed us on the global stage right there? That scene right there only encouraged an enemy to take over the whole country. Our dang on commercial that we ran with the two moms, the cartoon. If I'm Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, any of those countries, I'm like, do you see this mess? Oh, heck nah. Round up the troops. We invade tomorrow. So, Kaiva, what you're saying is the rainbow chaos. And that's what they are. I hate to say it. This is what my message to any gay person. Just be gay. You ain't got to be a part of some clique, some gang, some, you know, whatever. Now I'm the LGBT community. How about just be gay? Because that's nothing more than a cult. And when you decide you're not going to be all crazy and radical like them, you'll find out it's a cult. Just be gay. Live your life, man. Because that is the rainbow of chaos. That is them trying to say, you know what, if you don't celebrate us, you know what, you must be transphobic, you're LGBT, you're anti-gay, you're this and that. And I'm going, man, just live your gay life, okay? And leave folks alone. You ain't got to have a clique. I'm a part of a gang. So now, there you have it, guys. That's how they're viewing us over in China. And now look at how they look at it. Trump fool. They're like, look at him. He's a strong leader.
And feminism. The U.S. is a nation of guns, a world policeman, and a nation of war. However, Trump is a born merchant.
Trump is a born merchant. So let me get this straight. First of all, the Chinese don't respect this feminist movement. They don't respect that. So you mean to tell me they're not over there telling all the men in China that you need to tone down your toxic masculinity? They're not saying that. They're not stopping the men in China and say, hey, you are trying to mansplain. They're not doing that in China? Okay. But then secondly, Trump, they're looking at him like this guy right here, even though the U.S. is powerful and could put a missile right up our butts if they wanted to, that's not Trump's goal, because China is about economics as well. They're about making money. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to cripple us economically. But they also respect Trump because they know Trump is not about war. He's about commerce. He's about, let's go to war economically. Let's figure out how we all can benefit and make money. Okay, let's see if we can outwit you and this and that. Yeah, y'all want to play the game? Let's play the game. Long as y'all don't step over the boundaries to where we got to get physical and vice versa. So now Trump, she's saying they respect him because he's about money. And the Democrats ain't. They're about war, globalism, all of the stupid stuff. All right, so what else?
China is not a country of war, but it's a country of business. It built the Great Wall because it didn't like war. The US builds US military base all over the world. China makes Chinatowns all over the world.
And that's true. There are some hard-working people. They be building all kind of stuff. And see, we got to get back to that. We got to match that. Yeah, we got to show China that, yo, man, we can make stuff here too. We still know how to make steel. We can produce antibiotics in the U.S. and we don't have to outsource everything to y'all. Yeah, so the Chinese folks are going, now look at that. I respect that. Now, that's one thing Chinese people do respect. Hardworking and capitalism. Making money. They're like, yo, these people over here know how to get over there and make money. I have not met one homeless, broke China person or Asian person in my life. Indian and Asian. All of them. They're all fine. I've never heard one of them complain about systemic racism. That we can't get over, we can't make it. These folks work hard. Right now, the only joint that was open today, yesterday during Christmas to sell food was the Chinese restaurant. We sell duck. We sell whatever right here. You come here. You can't cook turkey on your own. You come down here. We make Christmas dinner for you. Egg, whatever. Egg rolls and all of that stuff. So now, what else, Kaiva?
To do business. Business country China likes Trump.
Business country China likes Trump. So aside from Xi, I'm pretty sure. I'm quite sure there's a lot of countries, a lot of people, a lot of businesses in China that's going. Now, from a business perspective, I do like Trump. I do like Trump. Great, Kaiva. What else? Let's go ahead and close it out. What else they like about Trump?
Chinese public opinion is very favorable to Trump. There is even a Trump fandom in China.
Trump fandom in China? Well, look at that. Trump got fans in China. Now, I've seen clips of people in all these other countries celebrating Trump. Yeah, folks in Africa celebrating Trump. But over here, if you watch our news, Trump's hated. He's hated by everybody. He's the laughing stock. He's the laughing stock of the whole world. But you telling me they celebrating Trump over there? Trump food. All right, tell us about this name. This is where I got Trump food from. Listen to this, y'all.
Chinese call Trump Chandaye. The meaning is a great Trump grandfather or a respectful Trump grandfather.
See, and I just went ahead and summed it up as Trump food. There you go. They call him There you go. He's like a grandfather, respected grandfather. Now, you know when you get respect from the Asians. What else?
They call him Chandaye, Grandfather Trump. The Chinese style Trump name is Changanguk in Chinese.
Changanguk in Chinese. What else?
Means that Trump will establish China. They think China will be stronger and stabilized by Trump's trade attack.
By Trump's trade attack. So wait, they ain't worried about a physical attack. They like, yo, Trump man is going to establish China and stabilize some things financially and economically. So it's not really a bad thing about these trade wars and all of the tariffs and stuff like that. They're not flipping out over it like they're okay. So basically, they respect Trump's game. They respect his game. But yet we got Democrats over here hating on everything that this man says he's going to do. Yeah, they look at Trump as strong, a good leader, and restoring America back to some common sense. But over here, he's a dictator. Yeah, this guy's right now trying to take over the whole globe. He wants to buy Canada, and he wants to take over this and this and that. And he's going to take us back. And don't forget, he's going to destroy transgender rights. China doesn't respect that. China is going to be like, why are you destroying this transgender rights and stuff like that? But yet we found out from Kaiva, they're going, good. That's nonsense. Yeah, y'all were losing our respect. Thank God Trump came back in.
There's a small company in China that makes air control software. The company's products are only sold in China.
Yeah.
It rarely exports abroad. But the stock price has gone up tremendously.
Why?
Because the reason is Trump.
Trump? So wait, You're telling me businesses in China are having a Trump effect? The stock prices of this small company in China done went up just because Trump got in. Same thing over here. Stuff, just knowing Trump's coming in. Businesses are like, all right, get ready to make some money, baby. Oh man, I'm feeling confident right about now. So wait, Trump ain't even in yet, but yet stock prices are being affected in China and probably all over the world. See, but don't forget though, he's disrespected. Nobody cares about Trump, and they all scared. They were afraid. They were afraid for him to get in.
The company is called Wise Soft. In Chinese, it is pronounced as 川普基胜. It means Trump wins wisely.
Trump wins wisely. You mean to tell me the company is named after Trump? It means Trump wins wisely over there in China. Trump food. Trump food, baby. So China respects Trump. The Chinese people respects Trump more than our crazy liberals over here. You know what? I got a deal. I got a deal for you, Chi. If you're watching, I got a deal. We would like to propose some of your smart folks over there, to respect Trump. We swap them out for all our crazy leftists. How about that? You can have all the matter of fact, no. Keep your people. Just take the rest of our crazy people. There you go. Yeah, we'll send them all over there. Let them liberalize China. Yeah, let them push LGBTQ RXYY -3 agenda over there in China. You think he'd be okay with that? You think she would be okay with them over there talking about that? You know what? Nobody's illegal. We need to go ahead and tear down the Chinese wall and let everybody come in. And you know what? You think he'd tolerate that? You think he'd think that makes China stronger because of those things? Now we were on the edge of being disrespected, and if Kamala would have won, can you imagine how China would have got out of control and Russia would have got out of control? Do you think they would have saw her as a leader that they need to stop, pump the brakes, and respect? She would have pushed all of that stupidity and been one of the weakest, most insecure people ever trying to go in and negotiate with Xi. Man, he would be like, dude, get out of my face coming up in here. You can't even answer questions. Now scram. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take over the whole globe right about now with them in. So thank God for Trump, right, Kaiva?
President Trump is written as Tu Wang Fu in Chinese.
He's Tu Meng Fu. Tu Wang Fu, okay? Fu Manchu. So wait, what does that mean again? He's written as Tu Wang Fu.
It's pronounced as Chuang Fu.
Trump Fu, there it is. Trump Fu. It's pronounced as Trump Fu. What else?
U.S. McDonald's enters China, it becomes Chinese. McDonald's is Jingongmen, which means Golden Arch Gate. The most successful American restaurant in China is KFC.
It is? How in the world? What are the Chinese people thinking? They like chicken too? We might have something in common with our Asian persuasion brothers and sisters, black folks. That you like chicken too? Oh yes, we like chicken too. So KFC is the #1 American restaurant over there. So how does this apply to Trump?
China calls it kandaji. It means everyone's favorite, ethical, and good quality. Korea and China understand the identity of Apple chairman, but they don't give respect. Asia,
notice that. So even though they recognize Apple is a big, powerful product, they don't give respect. And you know why? You know why? You know why they don't give respect right there? There it is. There it is. There it is. Reading rainbow right there. Yeah. See, liberalism makes powerful countries look at you and say, you guys are nuts. I don't respect you. You're caught up in all of this stupid stuff instead of making money. How about y'all stay focused? Keep the main thing, and get out all these social issues and stuff like that. You think the UN is going to pressure China with a social score? You guys got to show over in China that you are sensitive to transgender kids that might want to. She came out a couple years ago and said, we're not going to sissify our boys. Just straight up said it. That's something Trump would say. See? Yeah. So he said, we ain't going to sissify our boys over here. So yeah, they don't respect Apple. They don't respect Apple because of stuff like that.
Such as Korea and China values family. Especially the leader. They think the leader should well take care of their family or
Bam! Notice what she said. They don't respect that mess. They don't respect weakness. They respect family. Okay, Democrats. And they expect the person to take care of their family. All right. And the Democrats don't take care of one, they don't like family. But two, it starts with taking care of your own country. We are the family. But yet you leave us vulnerable by bringing in all of these people, allowing crime to run rampant. You think strong leaders respect that? I mean, even though these folks are dictators, they protect their country though. I mean, they might not do it the right way, but they make sure they protect their country. They even protect them from stupid behind ideology like the left. I mean, I'm not about censorship and control and all that stuff, but they see something. They're going, man, we don't want that mess. We are not about integration. We're not about saying, you know what, let's let a whole bunch of people who don't have our values, don't believe in what we believe in, come in and dilute our culture, spread crazy ideology, water us down, divide us, and all of that mess. They're like, we don't want that mess. We value country. And Joe Biden and the Democrats have shown, they say they value family. They have shown they do not give a darn about the American family. So now the Apple CEO is they don't respect him, y'all. And look what she's about to close with, y'all.
or children first before they govern the country well. After all, Trump is one of the most popular Americans in China, like McDonald's and KFC.
See, Trump's popular in China like McDonald's and KFC, y'all. You see Kevin comparing him to the dang on fast food restaurants. So Trump is popular in China like KFC and all of that stuff. Wait a minute, though. The Democrats say that he's hated and belittled on the world stage and nobody respects him and stuff like that. And then she's going to close with some words of wisdom about our last leader's choices when it comes down to handling global issues. And that's why we're not respected.
I hope the war in Ukraine ends soon. Everywhere is the worst option.
You hear that? Now, Kaiva is speaking wisdom. She says she hopes the war in Ukraine ends soon. Okay, Democrats and warmongers and rhinos. Lindsey Graham, listen to Kaiva.
War is easy to start, but it is difficult to end.
Easy to start, but difficult to end. But who's out here talking about, I want it to end. I want them to stop dying. I want people to stop dying. Who's saying that? It's Trump. Who's saying when he gets in, he's going to end that war over there in Ukraine? He's going to go ahead and make sure we settle up over there in Israel. Trump's saying that. They know Trump is not about getting into war. He's about ending that mess. Okay, so now look what she got to say as she closes.
America's backyard, Cuba, did not go to war with the United States, but it had a bad relationship with the U.S. and it had financial difficulties. Russia and Ukraine were allied countries. Ukraine withdrew from the Soviet Union. And
why? Why did they withdraw from the Soviet Union and didn't go to war with the Soviet Union?
And had bad relationship with Russia. Believing in the help of the United States.
Believing in the help of the United States, Kaiva. So you're saying bad choices? Mm-hmm. And Trump needs to come in and shut this mess down so we can stop sending billions of dollars over there. Okay, so they went ahead and instigated that little midget into going to war. Now consequences. You got to understand, man. So they were banking on us. Y'all got us right. So we were about to negotiate with Putin, but y'all said, forget that, man. Forget that, Zelensky, man. Go ahead, dude. We got you. We got you, man. Go ahead, man. Go to war, baby. So now, how do you get out of this mess? See, easy to get in, hard to get out. Now, do you think if Trump wouldn't have won, that they would have a snowball's chance in hell ending this war? You think Putin would have respected Kamala Harris trying to negotiate, peace between those two? I mean, absolutely not. No respect whatsoever. We would have probably had to end up getting physical, and God knows where that would lead to. But right now, Putin's over here like, I can't wait till Trump get in. I want to hear what he got to say. I know that he's a man of his word. He ain't trying to, go to war. He's trying to go ahead and solve this mess. And unfortunately, some hard choices is about to be made as Kaiva closes out because Zelensky allowed us and other European countries to walk them into a beating. So now listen to what she says as she dismounts.
In Europe, they even went to war with Russia. This is the worst choice of Ukraine leaders. Even if Zelensky loses his honor and presidency, he must quickly cease fire with Russia and has to concede the land. Many Koreans travel to Russia. There is no Korean who thinks Russia is a rouge state. International relations have no permanent enemy or permanent ally. Zelensky should know that the leaders always do their best for one's own country.
Bam! Man, you hear Kaiva dropping knowledge? She said, look, man, you got yourself in this and there's going to be a price to pay. Yeah, you're going to have to concede some land. You might have to step down. But you should be looking out for your whole country. You're allowing your youth to get slaughtered over there because you listen to stupid folks from the West, like the Democrats and our neocon rhinos and European nation talking about that. That's right. Keep going. I don't care how many, Ukrainians to die. But guess what, guys? Trump's over here talking about, I want it to stop dying. I want people to stop dying. See? So, yeah, he's going to have to concede some stuff. But notice what she said. Those countries over there in the East, they don't look at Russia as a rogue country. They're like, and they don't have any country that they see as permanent enemies. There's no such thing as a permanent enemy. Because think about this, guys. Russia was our ally in World War I and II. Now all of a sudden, you listen to the Democrats, they're responsible for every evil thing that ever taken place. We're not even allowed to talk to the Russians at all. No way. But that's a smart way to deal with people like Trump did. There's no permanent enemy. It's a good thing, as he would say. It's a good thing that we talk to our enemies because we could convert them to our allies. It's a good thing that I have relationships with China, North Korea, and Russia. It's a good thing. But you listen to the Democrats because they don't care about their country. They're making stupid choices like Zelensky made, where he drugged them all into war. You listen to the Democrats, forget that mess. Don't talk to them. We'd rather go to war with China instead of, just doing the right thing with terrorists. We'd rather go to war with dang on North Korea, not North Korea, but with Russia. Instead of saying, hey, let's come to the table and negotiate and get this stuff together here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they'd rather do that. They'd rather do stupid stuff, and they don't care about the lives that are at risk. They don't care about the possibility of our country escalating into a nuclear war. Biden a couple weeks ago with his dumbness talking about something, I'm going to go ahead and allow us to use those long-range missiles. And I got a feeling the reason Russia is restrained is because guess who they see coming in, y'all? Trump fool. That's what they see coming in. They're going, hang on, just hang on. All right, Trump will be here in about a couple weeks now. We'll go ahead and temper this mess. And then we got real leadership back in charge. And I guarantee you the rest of the world will kind of align up. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Thank you, Kaiva. I ain't heard from Kaiva in a long time. Yeah, I got her confined to just that little soundbite where she go, I wish CNN would be born again as a good media. But she done dropped this and gave us a little tidbit of information about how the Chinese people see the U.S. and how they see Trump. And I'm glad their perception of our country now is starting to change. And guess what? So is ours. Patriotism is coming back. Folks are feeling better about things. So let's keep it going, y'all. God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me tonight. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Share my videos. Follow me on all the other social media platforms. We got 422 people watching. Yeah. Do we got 422 likes? No. Somebody start hitting that like button. Brrr, stick them. Stick them. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit that like button on the way out. And I should be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. And if you want to, of course, give me a late Christmas gift, and you want to make sure it comes straight to me, you can either check out Kevin's Corner Store, or you can check out my PayPal or my Cash App. I always accept that. And finally, subscribe to my alternative channel. I think I said that. Other than that, I think we're out of here. Same time, same place tomorrow. Don't forget, text MAGA to that number 330-974-4607. I'll lock you in with Kevin. And let's get out of here, okay? Yeah, Kaiva. Trump who?
This is awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. God bless. Take care. Oh, Gizmo. Somebody said Gizmo. Gizmo, I think, hurt his back again, y'all. Man, I'm going to have to get him checked out, man. My little guy's laying around, not moving, so I'm going to have to get him checked out. So it's going to be a couple of days before y'all can see him. All right, take care.